What you see now is changing. Everything is moving towards the direction you heard here. Now, what do you have to do with your portfolio? Reposition or rebalance your portfolio, your capital, before it's too late. Different scenarios may play out, and these has to be calculated and identified. And the best time for you to do that will be after taking profits from some assets. You get a buy the dip moment. Now, getting a buy the dip moment is not so easy in a bull market, and when you get that, you have to seize that opportunity. In a bull market, when money is moving into crypto, what should you do to make more money? Follow the money. It's how you make more money. If you follow the money, you kind of get the right direction. So yes, follow the money. But always remember, you need to consider on which asset you are riding right now and what the total target move for that asset is from here on this point. Now, once you understand what the targeted move for that asset is from the bottom to the top, it's okay, it's cool. But what you will get if you enter right now is the return on investment based on the time horizon you have from now to the end of this bull market. So the total targeted move will be important, and how much you can make if you sit in that train from now is the most important thing. And how would you actually understand that? You go through, you look at different setups for that particular asset, and those who are interested in XRP, these are the patterns which you can follow to make actual profits. Now, depends on your time frame. This is a 4-hour chart of XRP, and it shows you this possibility. Now, if you zoom out and look at it on a daily, this is what you can actually see. You can still move down on that 4-hour. That's okay, because the MACD is kind of showing you it's in the negative territory. But yes, there is a little bit room in RSI for the bounce. So that's again positive. Now you come back to the price, and the price shows you this. If it goes down, it will be supported and it can move back towards this resistance zone. And if it crosses that, we are going to the upside, right? So these are the chart setups on, say, medium to short to medium term. Now you look at a weekly chart which is showing even bullish attitude there. If you bounce, as we discussed yesterday, we are going near 0.6. All of this is happening. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Whenever you see something like this, a mixed opinion in the market, you should be looking at where you should be taking profit, where you should be looking for a bearish move. Because when you see this, those who were prepared got this opportunity. Now, my patrons definitely did. Now we are on 568 patrons, and all of them are taking these benefits. Now, this one is for Celsius. I highlighted this on January 10th when many were still bullish on this asset. Right at that moment, I told yes, you can be bullish on this asset, but right now it's showing you bearishness. And what happened? You achieved that target. So this is another one for you guys who are the followers of the SI in YouTube. There is still bearishness. If it breaks to the downside, you're going to go 20% more. Now, is that it? No, we do post a lot of different opportunities, and I won't be getting time to show you guys how many targets we achieved on a daily basis here. So this is H bar. Why am I showing this? Because a lot of people do trade this. I highlighted this. There is a possibility, and then before the breakout, I showed you that 40 to 60% pump is possible, and then, yep, we went like crazy, right? So you always follow the charts and you make money. If you do follow the charts, it's easy for you to make money. If you understand the patterns, you will be making money. So let's do that. Some of the important stuff which you have to understand is that when I show you a pattern and a target, say for example for XRP, the long-term target, wow, that is actually amazing. You can still earn 50,000% in XRP from this point. Even if you missed to buy at 0.11 and the price right now is near 0.3, like 3 times, still you are able to make that profit. Right? Now, these are just based on technicals. Now, the fundamental of that particular asset can either increase or decrease the momentum and percentage of gain. For XRP, you definitely understand that the fundamental is way above the technical. You always have to understand, if you are looking at an asset, you are investing in an asset, and the fundamental story of that asset is not changing, then you don't have to reconsider your investment and reallocate. When do you actually reallocate your money? You look for opportunities. You look for the correct ROI on your asset which you are riding now till the top, anticipated top, which can be exceeded, or even we can be a little bit below that. But still, if you are doing this on the correct side, you will be able to see that before you execute the trade. Now, this is a tweet from XRP Crypto Wolf, and he highlights this. Hester Pierce, which we call Crypto Mom, stating this thing, which is blatantly cool for the crypto market. SEC chairman will be faced with providing regulatory clarity from day one, and that she hopes it leaves room for innovation. Now, when you go into that article, this is one of the stuff which I want to highlight. It's clear that each and every project we are talking about in blockchain is same, right? So demands innovation, says you can't prosecute an algorithm. Now, this is one of the main reason they say, Bitcoin, even if the government wants to stop this, it's still an open source technology. So they can't, unless they go kill all the miners, because it's proof of work, which is impossible to do completely. Why? Because even though we state 60% of miners are in China, yeah, they can shake the system, but they can't completely close the system. And in next 3 to 5 years, maybe the miners are going to move out of China. They're going to be in different countries, say US, Europe, or other regions. But in the meantime, you have to understand it's still an algorithm. So when you look for opportunities, you always have to think what you can see as of that time. Because if you are looking and if you are able to see opportunities, which pumps, say, which I showed you here somewhere like, moving 50, 60, 70%. And if you are able to get those gains in at least first 100 coins, it's cool. Say, H bar actually went like 90%. And even if you were able to grasp that 50, 60% in last 24 hours, that's huge for your portfolio. You are investing, say, $10,000, you're making $5,000, right? You rode the entire wave, you are making that gains. If you are riding 50% of that like this, still that's like 5,000, and you move that profit into another asset. You reallocate that capital into another asset. So now you have even more leverage. Your portfolio is increasing. But how do you do that? You go through different assets and see what the liquidity is. Say you see this 200% rise in an asset in last 7 days. Cool. But what's the actual liquidity or the volume in that asset? For me, even though it pumps 200%, it's super risky to go into this asset. Say you see it pumps and you get stuck, meaning you can't take your profits out. Then what is the meaning by having profits, right? If you can't have them, there is no sense in that. Now, if you look at engine, we are seeing a huge pump, and I've been posting that in my group. Now, for ICX and others who are being, prepared on that bull run, we have a lot of room to go to the upside. Similarly, now that's main for different assets which you are trading. But right now, money is entering into this system. And when we say money, these are, $1 trillion worth of institutions who are looking into crypto. And whenever they say crypto, do understand they would be talking about Bitcoin. Understand one thing: you enter into crypto market, then you look at what you have clarity on, regulatory clarity on. Once you have regulatory clarity, what can happen? They will think about this. But before that, once they enter, you are not an investor in an asset until you put your money inside. And you don't know anything about that asset until you put your money inside. That's what I believe, and I have heard from experienced experts. Now, once they enter into that thing, then they will analyze, reanalyze, do many things and understand, okay, we've been buying this asset. Now they will say, okay, we are going to enter, we are going to put a lot of money. And I'm thinking like, okay, this is like this asset, BTC, went 100% above its all-time highs. And now the institutions are coming. Okay. So, for me, it's hard to digest in that way because usually smart money buys at the low end and sells at the top. So I don't actually see what really is happening, but things are always evolving. Now there is an update from Michael highlighting MoneyGram COO to resign. Now we don't know where he goes, but at the bottom when you see the comment is asking whether it's going to join Ripple. Now that's just pure speculation. But as we talked yesterday, 2021 is going to be a year of central bank digital currencies. And then you come back to this stuff, watching here, stating, okay, we are targeting for green global stuff. What? They are building sustainable, renewable energy resources, building carbon neutral validation protocols. He is actually dealing with that. Now, why is he dealing with that? We already understand the importance for that. Now, here in this particular article, Ashish Birla highlights this is going to be the competition which the banks have. As cryptocurrency industry is gaining momentum and gaining more and more traction from the institutions, corporates and governments, banks have a difficult time. And that is where they try to compete and try to kick you out if you are a threat for their breakfast and lunch. Because already you are starting to eat their breakfast, they don't actually want to lose their lunch or dinner. They will try their maximum to avoid you or push you out. Then this from Credible Crypto is kind of, a perspective which you should be having right now. You should seek to better understand the relationship between circulating supply and price, and why the amount of coin circulating doesn't matter as long as the supply is capped. Now for that ideology, I completely agree with that. And say the next thing he highlights is XRP has literally twice the total supply and went over 700x in the last bull run. Now for me, in the last entire market cycle, that was 1400x from the bottom. Just the 3 waves which started and ended in a year was 700x. I agree. But from the bottom, it was 1400x. Now, with that perspective being said, yes, the supply is capped, but for the market and the circulating supply, we get more supply from the escrow and it is going back. Now that happens at the early times of a month, say first of the month, and then around 15th. So once that supply enters the market, then it goes back to the escrow. That supply and demand has to be rebalanced, and it automatically by the end of the month it starts to move up. And when it happens, you are going to get another escrow supply coming out. So the time frame for each pump which you would be looking at for XRP would be way less than others. And that is the reason, and based on the history itself, you can see XRP pumps crazy. When it pumps like this. It only took a matter of days to reach this highs, like 8,000, 10,000%. Now, as I said, this technical shows you a possible direction in the future, but it can be exceeded based on what we see in the fundamental sides of XRP. This is a long view of XRP, and you kind of see a rounded bottom, a bottom coming out there, and we are still holding. Now, I see guys saying 0.1, 0.13, 0.007, which is kind of the previous peak here, 0.0065, that area. But as long as you still hold this support, it's still bullish. Yes, I agree. The RSI is below and we are trying to break back in. And if not, we are going to get rejected to the downside. I completely agree on that point. But as of now, on a weekly, you are being supported by the 50-day moving average, the long-term trend line, and then the medium-term trend line support. So as long as you have these fundamentals there and the technicals, I would actually argue you are going to see much more. So however you draw this, you're kind of getting the support there, right? So that is something which you have to understand when you say, no, this asset is not going anywhere. Whatever you've seen here in the scientific investor charts, you have got that 70 to 80% in your targets. Now, when you look at XRP USD pair on a 4-hour, this is what you get. Yes, the MACD is a little bit bearish, but do understand on a 4-hour, it is in the positive territory. So chances are that you may bounce. Now the RSI is trending to the upside, and if it goes above this pattern, yes, MACD would be automatically going through the roof. And that will push the price to this target or above that target. Now I plot the line a little below here to highlight 0.48 can have a resistance. Why? Because we have a support resistance zone when we near the target. So always take your profits if you're trading short term. If you're a long term holder with this perspective, don't do that. If you want to move from an asset to asset to increase your portfolio in a medium to long run, say you take 20 to 30% of an asset and move into another asset, make more profit on that and then come back, yes, that's cool. But otherwise, it's going to be really hard. On a daily, you are watching a rounded bottom pattern forming with a 30-33% of target. So once you break above, that's going to be 30-33% again. But from the current price, it would be 50 to 60% of profit. Now, this all depends on what type of trader you are, what type of investor you are. Now, I actually explained this in the last video, so I won't be doing that here. Instead, we will take you through the XRP BTC on a daily. You look at the RSI, it's trending higher. Now, it's trending higher from last November, and we had that first pump, then we corrected back. Now we are in the support or at the support range of RSI. The MACD is also moving to the upside on daily, but the MACD is inside the negative territory, so we need a push higher above 0 so that we become neutral to bullish. But at the same time, XRP BTC pair has to move and cross this trend line support where you would be getting this moving average as a resistance. And that could initiate a real rally for XRP price, which we were all anticipating. Now, yes, you say this is going to happen in a week or a month, and it takes 2, 3, 4 months. You are not patient enough and you go out of the market. Those who stand still make that profit. Remember, when I posted a pattern back in Jan 10, in 5 days, majority were saying, no, this is not going to the downside, it's going to the upside, and they started being bullish. And then the price broke to the downside and reached our target. So what happened? It's okay. If you're holding that asset, it's completely fine. You're not losing anything except your time. If you were to listen, you would be buying that at the bottom. Then you're going to make more profit. Now, for that particular asset, it still has bearishness, so you will be waiting for the support to show you the direction. If it bounces, it's going high. If it doesn't, then you should be looking at another bear move. As you were getting different information from the technical and fundamental, I definitely believe you received value for your time. And if you did, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And if you are here for the technicals, you can get more value on that. You can just go into the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, and you can get what you want based on your portfolio. You can get a portfolio discussion now. Yes, portfolio discussion nowadays takes a bit of time. You join now, you may be getting an appointment 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, because now we are having a lot of platinum members reaping the benefits, right? So if you want to do that, cheers. Otherwise, wait for the first of the next month and jump in this family where you are going to make tons of profits. Okay guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.